Hello, my friends. New video today. And I think I found a pretty interesting NFT project. So I've already been telling you guys that I'm looking into many different projects that I think may be worth investing or not. And today I pretty much got into a project that I think is a bit more interesting than the most. So I look into many different projects every single day, and most of the projects that I look in tend to have something in common, and that's most likely the part where there's not really any depth to the gameplay. Like most of the games just look a bit too bland, not really funny, not really great. They do have their mechanics and stuff, but that's pretty much about it. Like in order to be successful, it's just not enough anymore to just have a great concept or just have great tokenomics. You definitely are going to need a lot more than just that, and that, for example, can be great gameplay. So in this case, I think the game itself looks great. For a play to earn or play and earn NFT game, this one looks amazing. Let me just show you some footage. So this is basically the game. It's a little bit Pokemon inspired, I would say. It looks a bit more like Temtem, which is like a Pokemon clone. So you can very much compare the two. So you got your three monster that you or your champions that are on your team. Then you have your attack, your move sets, counters, and you can even flee from the fight. And then you can fight your opponent. You have four abilities, and then you can attack your opponent's character. And of course, this has great space for lots of strategic thinking. So it can, of course, get into some, or it can become some sort of game that lets you compete for high spots without having to invest millions of dollars and making up for it with your own skill, basically. So that's always pretty great to me when I can see a game that lets you play it with skill rather than just money. Of course, you'll be able to buy better characters when you invest more, of course, but naturally, with a good strategy, you can make up for it, and of course, you level those monsters and you can increase their strength as well. So, this basically shows some sort of in-game shop. You can see how you can get stuff with battle credits, which I assume is the in-game currency, and the latter two, Fusion Disk and the Evolution Serum, are bought with Champ, and Champ is the token of the game that you need to buy certain things, or that you can use to buy the champions in the marketplace. And as you can see, I did actually look into this game a couple months ago, like end of last year and beginning of this year, and then I wrote it on my list to check up on it later on because I found it to be overvalued. So if you can check this out, in the beginning it had a huge hype, and I found it around this November reach, and it was pretty much at like 50 cents a token, and it even went up further to like up to one euro a token, and then it just kind of lost its hype and just went lower and lower and lower, and now it's pretty much in a more stable position, but of course it's pretty much has lost most of its value, and now it's more like close to the 2 cents mark. Of course, sometimes the 3 cents, and of course there's up to 1 billion token, so it's very close to Heroes and Empires. In case you've been following those videos, it's the token price pretty much evolved in a similar direction. So in that regard, those games are very much the same. However, this game isn't out yet, so it hasn't really dropped yet. It's pretty much a short time before its release. It's not yet there. It was supposed to come end of the first quarter, but it seems like it's not going to release in time, so it's probably going to happen a bit later. However, I do think the game looks very, very interesting. You can buy and trade NFTs similar to most other NFT games like Heroes and Empires or even Axie Infinity. You have your characters, you can skill them up, make them stronger, sell them, flip them, of course breed them too. So there are many different things that you can do. There's a campaign. You have actual gameplay in here. It's open world as well. So it looks very promising. What caught my eye mostly was that it's looking pretty great. In game looks good, and outside of the game it looks almost better. The soundtrack is great too.
Battle
If you
credits
just
are
listen
used
to
to
this
buy
music,
all the
it's very good. It just looks
with
well made
many
actually. So of course it's not the AAA kind of game that you would expect from like maybe a great publisher, but if I were to compare these to 99% of the other NFT games, it's much closer to a really decent polished game than an actual NFT kind of game or a crypto kind of game. Of course, if you think about those crypto games, most of them look very bland, very 2D-ish, or just not really as refined. And if you have a look at this, you're like, oh, okay, that's the game. Oh, that's pretty nice. As you can see, with the whole fighting system, everything already seems to have some sort of place, and it definitely looks like something. So personally, it's not just everything is not just great about the game. For example, there are some things that I do not like. First of all, it's always giving me bad signals when things are not on schedule, which pretty much happened here, or when there are many investors leaving the market. Of course, this is kind of to be expected, since in this case it happened to 90% of the play to earn or crypto games overall. So most of them had their high and then pretty much flattened out towards the end where we are right now. But at the same time, some game studios or some developers make a good look for me, and some others just don't quite make the cut for me. And in here, it's rather the latter part, since if I just scroll down, I mean, we pretty much just got the names of these people. I think on another side I saw profile pictures too, but it's just looking a little bit sketchy. It's not that I don't know, not what I would expect from a game that I'm supposed to invest in. The studio is called Sigma Studios, so I mean that's alright. But other than that, I'm not really sure if I can trust these developers. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. It looks little bit risky, and I think I wouldn't really invest a huge sum into this, as I really need the trust into the people behind this. And I also checked out the Discord in here. Is it? Yeah, that's the right place. And I mean, these are just normal players. I think this is some sort of guild or something. But there are like not really any mods really active. So it's just a bit too weird for me to see this. Not really too much traction. There are messages here for sure, but it's not that much. At least not what I would expect from the game that looks this great. And of course, the numbers aren't quite reported as well. If you have a look at CoinMarketCap, you can't see the current circulation. So all these things are stuff that I would keep in mind if you were to think about investing in here. I personally, I take this as a super high risky project. It looks amazing. So if this comes out and it just looks half as good as it seems right now, then I'm pretty sure this game can become a 10x, 50x, 100x, whatever. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if this were to turn out into a project where maybe it just doesn't work, where maybe the game doesn't even come out, or where it's even rug pull. Like, all these things are to be kept in mind. I don't have high trust into the people that are behind this. At least they didn't really do a good job in um, being that transparent. So that's something really to keep in mind if you try to invest in this. It looks flashy, it looks great, it looks amazing. I'm definitely going to put some money into this, but just a little bit, like maybe $100 or like 200 maybe, but definitely not anymore, because I'm just not um, that much behind the developers, and that's something for me personally that I need. I need to trust the people behind this. I need to see a good team, good moderation, and let's say Discord, and Telegram and whatever, all these things. And of course, the partners aren't that many either. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's alright. As long as the game is good, I don't mind that much. But all these things are things that I need to be sure of. Nevertheless, the game looks amazing. I mean, it's super great. If I just scroll through it, the music is great. The game itself looks good. Outside, inside, you have a chat. You have this MMO feeling, really, that's connected to a Pokemon style game, and those games always fascinated me. So personally, I'm very much behind this idea. Um, looks great. Looks amazing. So I'm really looking forward to the game release, as I like projects that seem to be undervalued, but just wasn't really in the mood to invest when the hype was big. So that's why I had it on my list. I checked it out again. Now I'm like, okay, looks fine. Gonna buy a bit, and then if this turns out to be a scam, then that's fine. But if it doesn't, then this is going to turn out really great. So personally, I'm going to buy just a small position, 100, $200. That's about it, which is for me just like maybe a fifth of what I'm usually investing per month into just the crypto space. So to me personally, it's just a small position, and I would recommend you to do the same. Don't put your life savings into this thinking it's going to turn out great, and then you're utterly disappointed because it doesn't, or because I don't know, there's no liquidity on the market or whatever, since that went down considerably as well. But personally, I'm a fan, even if I'm just a small one. But it looks great, and I'm totally behind the tokenomics. Last thing I would like to tell you about are the passive rewards. So it's similar to staking. You just need to keep this champ token and a certain number of champions, and then you receive rewards every single month, and that's actually pretty decent. So I was thinking to maybe get this first level, but I'm thinking this is a bit too much of a commitment for me personally. So I'm just good with a very small position to keep and have a look on, and then in a couple months I'm going to check again and see if it's good or not. And of course, when the game release is there, I'm going to check it out as well. So all these things I keep in mind, but I'm definitely going to open a tiny position in this just to have a look into this in a couple months again. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope I could show you a promising project. Of course, you're allowed to post your favorite projects in the comments. I would very much appreciate it if they look somewhat decent. I like pixel style games as well, but it shouldn't look like a cheap copy of something that's not really holding up to the name in here. I think it can definitely rival Pokemon or Temtem or other types of games as time passes, as I'm pretty sure that the graphics and everything can be upgraded with time if there's enough of a budget, but of course, it all depends on the first look as well. So if the game looks utter shit, then I'm not really going to look forward into playing, since to me personally, play and earn or play to earn always means a somewhat decent game. Otherwise, no one's really willing to invest long term, and it's just more like a hype phase and less like a player phase. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, hope you liked it, and goodbye.